Everyone thought the bus driver was the hero. But when the truth came out, they couldn't believe who had really saved everyone. Stay until the end. Hart was only 17 years old. Every afternoon, he took the same school bus home. It was always loud. Kids were laughing, some were on their phones. Others were asleep. It felt like a normal day until the bus driver suddenly grabbed his chest. He could barely breathe. His hand slipped off the steering wheel. The bus drifted into the wrong lane. Cars started honking. Students began screaming. Nobody knew what to do except Hart. Without thinking, he jumped from his seat. He pushed through the frightened students. The bus was speeding downhill. Hart grabbed the steering wheel with both hands. The driver was unconscious. Hart had never driven a bus before. He only remembered something his grandfather once told him. If you ever panic, everyone loses. Hart took a deep breath. He pulled the steering wheel away from an oncoming truck. The truck missed the bus by inches. Students screamed even louder. The bus hit the curb, but it stayed upright. Hart looked ahead. A busy intersection was coming fast. The traffic light was red. Cars filled every lane. Hart knew they wouldn't stop in time. He slammed his foot onto the brake. Nothing happened. The brakes had failed. He looked around. Then he saw a long gravel emergency lane leading uphill. It was his only chance. Hart turned the wheel. The bus bounced violently onto the gravel. Dust covered everything. The engine roared. The bus slowed, slower, until it finally stopped. Silence. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Then one little girl stood up. She started clapping. Soon, everyone on the bus was clapping. Police and ambulances arrived within minutes. News reporters called Hart a hero, but Hart shook his head. The real hero is my grandfather. If he never taught me to stay calm, none of us would be here today. Months later, the bus driver recovered. He visited Hart's home. He handed Hart a small envelope. Inside was a note. It said, "You didn't just save my life, you saved every family waiting for their children to come home that day. Thank you." Hart smiled. Sometimes, being a hero doesn't mean wearing a cape. Sometimes, it just means refusing to give up when everyone else is afraid. The end.